Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. Let's discuss an interesting tax evasion case which was recently reported, and the bigger and larger issues that emanate from it are very evident from it. The case concerns an elderly taxpayer called Mrs. Renu Tharani. She is 80 plus, and in the year 2006, she filed an income tax return disclosing an income of rupees 1,70,800, which is less than rupees 2 lakhs. And at that time, as per the case which has been reported, she actually was the beneficiary of a bank balance of 200 crores in an undisclosed Swiss account. Let's discuss this case which was decided recently by the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal and what are the issues that come out of it. The modus operandi of this tax evasion, as per this reported case, is that a company called GWU Investments Limited was formed somewhere in 2004 in Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands itself is a tax haven, and interestingly, to keep the spirit of tax evasion and the tax haven, GWU Investment shareholders were not disclosed. HSBC Trustee Company was its shareholder on behalf of the actual owners of the company. The actual owners were thus kept secret. This company then opened a trust called the Tharani Family Trust with HSBC Geneva. Again, the trustees were kept secret, and HSBC Trustee Company became the trustees of this particular trust. And in this trust, a bank account was opened with HSBC Geneva, and a sum of $44 million was deposited in it by the company. As per the exchange rates at that point, the amount translates into about 200 crore rupees, and the sole beneficiary of this trust was Mrs. Renu Tharani. So far, by doing all this, the persons behind this particular scheme kept their names secret. The source of the money was also kept secret, and the only thing known is that Mrs. Renu Tharani was its sole beneficiary. She interestingly is based in Mumbai, but in the year 2006, when she filed her income tax return, she gave a Bangalore address. All that looked to be good. She was the trustee of a trust in Switzerland, details not known, and even the fact of such a trust not known to the tax authorities in India. All seem to be good as per this plan which was formulated by the real owners of this money, which happens to be Mrs. Renu Tharani and her family. As we said, all seem to be going good. Till in the year 2006, a disgruntled employee of HSBC Geneva stole data of these kind of private secret accounts of 3 lakh account holders. This gentleman, Harvey Falciani, who was an HSBC employee, ran away with this data to France in 2006, and he disclosed this data to the French government. The French government, very strangely and surprisingly, shared this data with the Indian government only in the year 2011. This data contained at least 1200 Indian names who are supposed to be very well-known personalities from business, film, public life, finance. And as per the information received, these 1200 Indian account holders who had secret accounts with HSBC Geneva had bank balances of over $4 billion secretly parked away. This of course represented black money. It represented money on which taxes had not been paid and action needed to be taken. According to a BBC investigation report then, the amount parked by Indians in Swiss banks was $500 billion. That was the amount that Indians had secretly parked in hidden accounts in Switzerland, and therefore this $4 billion of 1200 account holders was merely the tip of the iceberg. The BJP was in the opposition at that time, and it demanded severe, stringent action immediately. The government of India, which in 2011 had received this data from France, passed on the data to the Income Tax Department to take suitable action. Its investigation wing got into motion immediately, and some of the account holders, not all of them for some strange and inexplicable reasons, were questioned, were raided, were investigated. Why did all of them not get investigated or raided has always been a point of concern and has been a political mystery to us. Mrs. Renu Tharani was also investigated by the department. In her submissions, she denied any awareness of this account where she was the sole beneficiary. She said that the account is not in her name. She is not the signatory either. She is not aware of it. She is not even a shareholder of the company which has been a settler of this account. And she had nothing to do with the money. She even said that she was a non-resident at that time, even though in her income tax return she had mentioned she is a resident. But for the sake of her convenience, before the investigation being, she said she was a non-resident. She said that this money which has gone into Tharani Family Trust has not gone from India. There is no proof to say that. And thus, her overall thrust was that she has nothing to do with this account. She gave no documents, she gave no evidence, and she did not cooperate. One of the biggest points of her non-cooperation was that she refused to sign any kind of a letter by which the Income Tax Department could have directly asked HSBC and taken the relevant information related to Tharani Family Trust account directly from HSBC Geneva. She refused to give any such consent letter. The Income Tax Department added this 200 crores as her undisclosed income, and the matter went in appeal. The tribunal recently in its order confirmed this addition to her hands and said that this is her undisclosed income on which she has not paid taxes. According to the tribunal, all evidences led to a conclusion that this money belongs to her, this account was hers, and that she did not disclose it in her tax returns and she did not pay tax on it. The tribunal was moved by the fact that the bank account statements mentioned her as the beneficiary. The bank account statements of HSBC Geneva mentioned her passport and her Mumbai address, and that was a clinching evidence. It also questioned why did she not cooperate with the Income Tax Department and give a consent letter if everything was kosher and that the account did not belong to her. The tribunal further said that she was clearly a resident of India by her own admission for the simple reason that her income tax return filed by her mentioned her as a resident, and now her claim of being a non-resident is not factually correct. It further queried that if she was not the beneficiary of this Tharani Family Trust, when she came to know of it, did she inform HSBC Geneva and tell them that she has nothing to do with the trust and that she has nothing to do with the bank balance and the money lying in it? She actually did not. It further noted that she gave no proof or no evidence to prove what she was contending. The money, according to her, in this Tharani Family Trust belonged to her and she had rightly been subjected to tax. The reality is that if this order is finally upheld by the higher authorities up to the Supreme Court, not only is she going to be required to pay tax, but the penalty is going to be much more than the very bank balance on which she is being taxed. What are the larger issues that come from this particular case? The larger issues to us are far more interesting. We note that the data leak of HSBC Geneva took place in the year 2006. It strangely reached the Indian government only in the year 2011. That was enough time for all the big fish to scoot away. They got a 5-year window to close their bank accounts in HSBC Geneva and move their funds to some other opaque tax haven. That 5-year window was actually deliberately created, and that explains why out of that reported $500 billion that BBC says, we have only got the tip of the iceberg to tax. Thus, that 5-year period was a very well thought international conspiracy, if we have to say so, only to permit the big fish to go away. All those accounts of the big ones were closed, the money was shifted away. The big ones, those who were in power, the influential ones, they got away. And it is those who are not influential or who are not connected with those in power, the likes of Mrs. Renu Tharani, are the ones who have been nabbed by the Income Tax Department. The question that always remains and it lingers is that not all these 1,200 Indian account holders were investigated, raided and taxed by the Income Tax Department. Why was that selectively done remains a question to be answered. And the larger picture, of course, is that we only got to tax this $4 billion. The $4 billion, in our opinion, is the tip of the iceberg. The iceberg that lay below, which BBC estimates was $500 billion, was allowed to melt away. It melted away and the money went away to other tax havens, and India was never able to nab it. That's been the reality of these kind of accounts. At the moment, Swiss authorities now share data with India on an online basis, but they started doing that only with effect from 1st April 2011. All the data before that, all the information before that, which represents the iceberg, has been allowed to go away. We only got the benefit of the tip of the iceberg, and that's the real message that comes from this particular case. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.
हमारे घरों में भी बच्चे होते हैं जो हमसे प्यार दुलार की आस करते हैं।
हमारा भी जीवन साथी है जिसको हमारे ड्यूटी से घर आने का इंतजार होता है।
हमारे घर में भी एक बूढ़ी माँ है जिनके लिए आज भी हम ही आंखों के तारे हैं।
लेकिन हम हमारे घरों में नहीं हैं। आपकी सुरक्षा में कोई कसर न रहे, इसलिए हम अपने प्रियजनों से दूर हैं।
हम में से ही कुछ तो अब इतने दूर जा चुके हैं कि वो वापस अपने घरों को लौट भी नहीं पाएंगे।
हमें गर्व है कि हमारे कंधों पे मुंबई शहर के नागरिकों की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी है। हमारे जज्बे और बलिदान को व्यर्थ न जाने दे। इस संकट के समय में आप घर पे रहे, सुरक्षित रहे।
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.